Good morning. We are the Sports Junkies here for another NBA edition. Today we are going to be talking about top 5 shooting guards of all time. Once again, I'm Davey.
And I'm Jordan.
We're going to jump this off and hopefully we rattle your brains a little bit. And today we're sponsored by Krispy Kreme and their new Twix donut. Have you tried those?
I have not.
Me neither. I'm waiting outside their doors every day, waiting for them to release them.
They haven't released them yet?
You know, they say they have, but every time I go there, they don't have them. So I have a little bit of beef with them,
I
but
bet you they're phenomenal.
they actually put a Twix in to the donut.
Oh, really?
Yes. And
Interesting.
it's a Krispy Kreme.
And it's hot and warm and
Yes.
luscious and
Yes.
melty.
So I'll let you know when I have one.
I
if ever
think
do.
they're really crispy crack.
Yeah, they put something else in there.
Yeah.
You can't get a donut that perfectly glazed
No.
without putting something else in there.
But you gotta eat them in the first day or two.
Yeah, then they go bad. But we'll cover that on another day. But let's jump into this. I'm gonna let Jordan take it off, and let's see what your top 5 are. I'm very intrigued.
All time makes it a little different because it's all time. And maybe a little biased, I don't know. Because I don't know, the NBA is as good as it's ever been.
It's tough.
Gosh, the athletes are just like, can we really compare athletes today to in the 60s?
It's so tough.
Like,
You watch some of those games, and it's like, what am I watching
yeah,
here?
it looks like, I don't even want to say.
Yeah, it's tough. It is tough.
Number 5, Clyde the Glide
Oh.
Drexler. Clyde the Glide, that guy could glide.
That's pretty glidey.
I do like Clyde. Seen a lot of Clyde's games. Baller. He won a title. So, obviously, that passes my sniff test. Also, 5 All-NBA selections. You don't trip and fall into that, right?
Right.
10 All-Star games, which nowadays is kind of whatever, but back then I think it was a little bit more prestigious to get to 10 of those. 8th in steals, 33rd in scoring, 34th in assists. Good all-around player, and he kind of transformed gliding through the air. I would say he had a little bit to do with the dunk contest. He was fun to watch. He could get up there. He was good. I'll put him in my number 5.
Okay. All right.
Getting a little bit more recent times with the number 4, James the Beard Harden.
Still playing.
Still playing. He is still playing, but again, he's just. I'm not. Take the Beard and put him in a time machine and put him back 30 years. He's getting 70 points a night. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm trying to be not biased here, but I mean, won MVP already. He doesn't have a championship, but Philadelphia looks good.
They're looking really good right now.
Like, scary. Like, they could win it all, maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That good. So, one thing that I think is interesting about him, and you'll remember this, but he was a former 6th Man of the Year. You remember that? Oklahoma.
Thunder.
That's kind of crazy.
You got Westbrook, Durant, and Harden.
And he was coming off the bench.
That's some good drafting right there.
That is good drafting. Bad hanging on to, if you would, but good drafting. He's already 32nd in scoring. So.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. The dude's a monster. He goes out and gets you buckets. And he's got a really good teammate right now. I think he's got the best chance to win a championship he's ever had right now.
MVP teammate?
Yes. Yeah. He's up there. Although DeRozan has something to say about the MVP this year. But
Yeah. And Jokic.
And Jokic. I think DeRozan's inserted himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 3, Dwayne Wade. D Wade, 3 titles. That goes a long ways with me.
Yeah.
I know he won 2 of those with LeBron James, but hey, it takes a team sometimes. He also won 1 without him.
That was,
And an old Shaq.
yeah.
An old Shaq.
That was
So,
fun championship series to watch.
yeah.
Him just take over. And
Yeah. He had that takeover in him. Dwayne Wade had that dog. Dwayne Wade is Miami. Finals MVP as well.
Yeah.
So, 13 All-Star games, 3 All-Defensive second team selections. So he threw in some defense there too. I think he's a baller. I'll take him on any of my teams. I think he deserves to be. I think three's pretty good for him when we're talking about the shooting guard category.
Okay.
Number 2, I think this is going to be like a lot of what you guys would have. I think 1 and 2 are pretty indisputable. Kobe Bean Bryant.
That's tough to dispute that.
What more do I have to say? 5 titles, yes. 3 with Shaq. 2 without Shaq, as Pau Gasol, with Pau Gasol as his kind of main, his Robin, if you would. 2 Finals MVPs. Guy was a monster. What did he drop? 63 points or 61 points in his last game ever?
Yeah, against the Jazz.
Against the Jazz, the Utah Jazz. So the dude was still putting on. Rest in peace, Kobe.
Seriously.
Rest in peace, my brother. He was putting on. I think he's the closest to Michael Jordan we've seen in style of play. And you guys know I love Michael Jordan. So ranks 4th in scoring. The guy went out and got you buckets. What I love about Kobe was the Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, he's kind of, ever since his passing, everyone's found this Mamba mentality and just like, dude, that guy just worked. He knew a bunch of languages.
Yeah.
He outworked people, and that's how he became great, and he deserves to be number 2 on this list. You could argue number 1 if there wasn't one person in this world that existed before him, but I think he should be penciled into everyone's number 2. People in LA might have him number 1, I don't know, but Kobe belongs in the second spot. There's no doubt about that. Number 1 is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Greatest shooting guard of all time.
Who's that again?
Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Okay.
Greatest player of all times. Greatest shoe salesman of all times. How many more GOATs can we talk about?
He's got some good shoes.
Yeah, he's got a couple good pair. 6 titles with 6 Finals MVPs. This guy was just, 1 Defensive Player of the Year as well. I like those that can play both ways.
Right.
He also ranked 3rd. He ranks today 3rd in steals.
Oh. I didn't know
So that's a defender right there, right? People are starting to pass his scoring. He's only 5th in scoring, but guy took some time off. Just a monster. I don't know what else you say about Michael Jordan. He's kind of written his book. I think he's number 1, and probably anybody who's watching this eyes when it comes to shooting guard. So I think that's a pretty fair list. I'd like to see how you somehow will be different from me, because I know you will. Probably got like LeBron James as your number 1 or something somehow in the shooting guards.
LeBron's number 1 through all 5 of mine.
Yeah.
Number 1 center, LeBron.
Yep. Everything.
No, I'm going to switch it up a little bit, okay?
Are you?
And with my number 5, I'm going to put Ray Allen.
Ray.
Yeah, Ray. And I love this guy. Because this guy is, when we talk about what a shooting guard is, you're a shooter. Your goal is to shoot the ball. And that, I feel like, is one of the best definitions of a player is Ray Allen as a shooting guard.
Is that because he saved LeBron's legacy?
He
that 1 year?
He did. He saved it, but, this guy just barely had his record broken
Yeah.
for 3 points.
Yeah, there's no arguing that.
And, I mean, not the best defender, because that's not what a shooting guard is out there to do. Obviously defense is good, but this guy had one goal, and it was to shoot the ball and shoot it the threes, and he did very, very well. I think it was a 40% 3-point shooter
ridiculous
for his career, which is just crazy. And
ridiculous.
And this guy bounced around to a couple different teams.
Yeah.
He started with the Bucks, and then he went to the Seattle SuperSonics. And obviously went and joined the Celtics,
Boston.
who will no longer talk to him, by the way.
Yeah.
KG and Paul Pierce.
Why?
I think because he joined LeBron. I do not like that he joined that. LeBron was
left Minnesota.
Yeah. But,
Paul Pierce is the only one to stay true.
And then they even went to the Nets.
Yeah. Late in his career. So if you
Right.
want to argue it was late, past his prime, I'll give you that. But
Right.
KG wasn't loyal to the soil up there in Minnesota.
So they just, I think in their mindset, with Rondo and everybody, they were just like, we're here to win a championship. And then he went and joined Miami. So
Rondo. How many teams has he been on since?
Oh man, he's been jumping. Yeah. So number 5, Ray Allen. One of the cleanest shots I've ever seen as well too.
Yeah.
Beauty. Number 4, once again, probably one of the cleanest shots I've ever seen is Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
I'm categorizing these people because of their shooting ability, shooting guard. And these guys define the definition of shooting. So Reggie doesn't have a ring. He doesn't. But I don't know if I can name one player that was on Reggie Miller's team with the Pacers. I can't think of one. I mean, was Danny Granger on that team with him?
I think he might have been.
For the last part of his career?
They had Artest was on that team.
Okay.
The Malice in the Palace.
Yeah, okay.
That was Indianapolis.
Artest
was
was
Indiana.
there.
And then they had, what's his head? O'Neal.
Jermaine was good.
Jermaine was a baller.
He was good.
Granted, they came late.
Yeah.
He was older. If you haven't watched The Malice in the Palace on Netflix, which I keep telling you to watch.
I actually got ESPN Plus, so I'm gonna watch it now.
Okay.
30 for 30.
Yeah. You gotta watch it.
So I'll be watching
Is that the same one that's on Netflix?
I don't know.
Log into my Netflix.
Okay.
You gotta watch it, bro.
But if this guy was on a different team with some other heavy hitters, I have no doubt in my mind that this guy would have a ring, if not multiple rings. I mean, you put him on the Celtics.
If the Malice in the Palace didn't happen.
When you put him on the Celtics with KG and Paul Pierce and Rondo, I mean, this guy would at least have one ring. So
he's good. Can't argue that.
And then number 3, unfortunately, I have to agree with you on this. But we got Mr. D. Wade. And this guy was... I started watching basketball right when they won the championship. And so that was one of the first finals that I watched all the way through.
Yeah.
And just watching him take over that and just not missing on these fadeaway shots, falling to the ground. It was such a fun player to watch.
Yeah.
And so, number 3, I got D. Wade. No questions there. And one fun fact, which I didn't know about this, but you know that D. Wade donated 10% of his salary to charity every year?
No, but I respect it.
Dude, that is
Seems
mad
like a
respect.
good guy.
Oh, yeah. His family, everything, the way he treats his kids.
Yeah.
Just an awesome, awesome parent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially with all that stardom.
Good role model.
Yeah. That's to not let that
He
go
does
to your
what?
head.
They do the Tuesday night TNT now.
I think so, yeah.
He does a good job.
Yeah. He's fun to watch.
Yeah.
So now part of the Jazz, so I like him even more.
Yeah, that's true.
He's kind of Mitchell's mentor a little bit, which I think
That's
very
good for him.
very resemblable. So
Yeah.
number 2, I got Kobe Bryant. And I think you named almost everything about him, and I never knew how much I loved Kobe Bryant until he passed away.
Yeah.
Like celebrities, other sports stars, I've never had something like that hit me so hard.
Yeah. I think it hit a lot of people.
Dude, I could not believe, like, I was checking stories left and
Yeah.
right, just like, this cannot be true.
Yeah.
Like, this is fake news.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and then it just started coming out.
I remember that same thing.
And it was like, what?
I remember my dad called me and told me that. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah. And then I started looking. I was like, yeah.
Right.
Awful.
But this, I mean, like you said, Mamba mentality, man.
Yeah.
He has created a total genre in the NBA of what going to the next level is, and it's Mamba mentality.
Work hard.
It's crazy. I've heard multiple stories of new players coming to the team, and he'll put them in the gym,